Hi, my name is Katie Sherba and you're watching Token TV. Subscribe to our channel, give a like to this video and stay tuned. We're here today with Evan Luthra, serial entrepreneur and investor. Hi, Evan.
Hi, how are you, Katie?
Great. Thanks for being with us today.
It's a pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
So, how are you enjoying Moscow?
I love Moscow. I love Russia. It's my first time here, second time, first time really when I got to try the city, and I love it. I fell in love with the city. I definitely look forward to coming back again and hopefully opening some businesses here.
Great. So, what do you think about Russian crypto community? Have you had a chance to meet a lot of people?
So I met some really good companies here. I came here to speak at the Moscow World Blockchain Summit, and that was great. I met some really good people. We had follow-up meetups already. I see a lot happening in crypto here, but I've actually met more Russians in crypto outside of Russia. So I know that there's a big community here, but it's my first time, so it obviously takes time to get to know people better. But yes, I'm seeing a lot of happening in crypto in Moscow for sure.
So what is the best thing about Moscow?
Obviously the vodka and the women.
Okay.
There's no doubt about that.
Great. So did you see a bear, maybe?
Yes, I actually did check out a bear.
Oh, really?
Yes, I went to fly fighter jets. That was also a once in a lifetime experience. We actually ended up buying a jet. And next to the jet there was a bear hanging around. Pretty cool. I did not know that bears were common in Russia though. So
really?
It's new knowledge for me.
I think that's pretty much the most common superstition about Moscow and Russia.
I was under the conception that vodka is the most common thing here, and I was looking forward to that because I have a vodka company. But yes, beers sound pretty interesting too. And
did you find a lot of pro-vodka people here in Moscow, or?
Yes and no. Obviously, I drink a lot of vodka. I only drink vodka. I don't only drink straight vodka. I don't mix it ever. I don't drink any other kind of liquor. But I didn't find anybody who drinks more vodka than me.
Oh, really?
But yes,
That's surprising.
But I did meet a lot of people who could definitely keep up. So I will definitely give you guys credit for that.
Great. So let's talk about your business career because it's been impressive and outstanding. You are self-built billionaire. So tell me, how have you gotten to this?
Not a billionaire. I'll correct you there.
I said millionaire.
Yeah,
Did you say billionaire?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. I started when I was 12 years old. My father is my idol, so he's an entrepreneur himself. He had a call center that didn't work out. So I was going to the office playing with 200 computers. And then I started blogging about that, and my blog got really famous. It was the most read blogging platform on Pulse, which was LinkedIn's blogging platform. And then I wanted to make an app for that. Apple announced that they're coming out with the App Store. And this is a time when nobody uses apps. This is the time people were using phones with buttons on it.
So what year was that?
This was 2008, 2009. So I got very interested in making apps.
And you were how old?
I was 12, 13. 13 was when I launched my first app. It was for my own blog. I got really interested in making more apps, and then I built about 30 apps before I sold my first company when I was 17. I was never really trying to make money. It was never about doing a business. It was always about doing what I love, and one thing led to another. But the key was I was always doing what I loved, and technology, I really love it. And so I sold my company in 17. Then I made a few million. I started investing that in different companies, more tech companies, because that's what I understood best, is technology. Been very fortunate with my investments. Then we set up my main company, EL Group, is a holding company. With this company, we set up an incubator where we work with non-tech entrepreneurs who have great ideas. They reach out to us. We give them money and we give them resources. We have 300 full-time staff. And we build new companies together. We built about 20 plus companies. Majority of them have failed, but Ease.com, which is Uber for marijuana, Wheelie's Cafe, which we are in 40 countries in 1,000 locations, the world's fastest growing coffee shop. And then Almora, which is my main focus in crypto now, is a crypto investment bank. This is how I got into blockchain and crypto about a few years ago.
So tell a bit more in detail how you got involved with all the crypto and blockchain technology.
I bought my first Bitcoin in 2012, but Almora, which is the investment bank, I have plethora of companies that I'm invested in and that we work with, and they actually started reaching out to us. Can we help them with blockchain? And then there were governments that we work with. They reached out to us. Can we help them with blockchain? That's how I actually got into it. Because we had we're very proud of the technical resources that we have. That's probably my biggest asset is my staff and my team behind me.
So your team is based in?
We have about 300 people in India. Then we have about 50 people in Dominican Republic, and then we have offices in Zurich, in London, and we're pretty global. I go to 30 countries a year myself. Do 100 plus trips a year. So Almora is an investment bank. The first project we did is Blockchain.co. The ex-president of Bulgaria is a chief advisor. We started the ICO at 30 cents. The token was at $4 in 2 months, so a 10x return for our investors.
What was the hard cap?
The hard cap was 10 million. We didn't want to raise a lot. The founders of the company are already very, very successful. They had one of the third highest volume crypto exchange in the early days. And then we did a couple more with India's biggest ICO, raised 32 million for Kasha. We did Gazecoin.io, which is VR, AR space. I love big ideas. That's my focus. And now the current project we're focused on is GladAge. This is to actually help old people.
Tell us more about that.
So I've built a lot of my companies, but most of the companies I built, they all use technology. So my key in life is using technology to go into different industries, making them faster, better, more convenient. But old people usually can't use technology. So like my mom is not that great at it herself. So there was never really had a chance to help them. So this is my way to actually help them. And almost 1 billion people are over the age of 65. And in the next few years, there'll be 3 billion people will be considered old, seniors. So GladAge is blockchain-powered old age homes. So we're raising 20 million to build old age homes in countries like Japan, Korea, Australia, UK, India. The government actually gives you free land if you build an old age home, because the government have a responsibility to the longest taxpayers, because these people have been paying taxes all their life. In a place like Japan, they have a serious problem. Over 60% people are over 60 years old. In Japan and Korea, over 50%, almost 50% white-collar people are using crypto. So the idea is the GSE token is used to pay for the rent of the old age home, is used to pay for the pharmacy, for the assisted living, for the nurses. Everything lives on that token. And as there's a finite amount of tokens, as more and more homes are being built, the value of the token keeps multiplying.
Right.
Eventually, let's say we will launch with one home with the token at 10 cents. At 100 homes, the token would be at $10. And that's my way of getting back to the old people. And I think that's definitely something I'm very, very confident about doing.
So have you started the pre-sale for that project yet?
Actually started today.
Oh, really?
It's a very special day. So yes, the pre-sale started today, yes.
Exciting.
It's doing already very, very well. I haven't had an update, but it's done pretty well in the morning.
So what is the hard cap for?
20 million.
20 million,
yeah.
Okay.
The 20 million builds us 3 homes in Japan, Korea, and Australia as the first target markets. And then we expand more as we keep making more money.
And so the government is actually they are supporting the project, right?
Yes, the government is supporting us. The government gives us free land.
Yes,
So essentially it's also asset backed. The token also becomes asset backed because the money is used to build homes, actual real estate. But it has actual utility that is used for all the transactions in the ecosystem. Right now, if you want to find a nurse for your mother or for your father, you can't find them. There's no database of caretakers or nurses. You just have to ask your colleague and say, hey, who looked after your mom?
Right.
And that's the
word of mouth.
Yeah, and that's not really the best way, because that doesn't get you the best treatment for your parents. So we're trying to build a whole blockchain where everything is on it, and then the caretakers get reviews, and it's because it's immutable and it's in history.
Like a community.
Exactly.
Like a social network for
that, and making this whole community a lot more transparent, because now you will know how a reviewer has performed. She gets reviews on the blockchain. She gets paid in the token, so you can track all of that too. So that's the plan with GladAge.
That's great. I hope you have all success with that project, because it's so exciting and interesting. And do you have any projects with Russians, maybe, or?
So I met a few people here now. We're talking to a lot of the blockchain companies here to use their blockchain to actually build a part of GladAge on. I met a company yesterday called Credits. They're about $100 million market cap right now. They did their own ICO. Seems a pretty good blockchain, with almost claiming to do 500,000 transactions per second on their test net. So we've talked to a few companies. We haven't really anything confirmed of working with Russians. I have a lot of Russian friends that are involved in crypto, but not really doing anything with them right now. But yes, I fully intend to do something, so I keep coming here again. I fully intend to open a couple of companies here.
This is great. So what is your most favorite project of all time? Do you have such a project?
Not really, because that's like choosing who's your favorite kid. Yes,
exactly.
It's hard to choose. I have very, very diversified interests. I have investments in travel, in hospitality, in nightlife, in vodka companies, cannabis companies, fashion companies. But the key is using technology for everything. But yeah, I have very, very, very diversified interests in business.